Welcome to this somatic relaxation meditation. The practice will last around 20 minutes, perhaps taking yourself to a place where you'll be undisturbed for that time. Our intention is to stay awake for the practice, but find ourselves resting in a liminal space between sleeping and waking. Making sure you're in a comfortable position, either sitting with the spine supported in a comfortable chair, or preferably lying on the ground. You might be more comfortable to have a small pillow placed beneath the back of the head and some cushions under the knees. Might allow the low back to relax more comfortably to the floor. Equally, you may choose to slide both legs long and just allow the feet to go a bit wider and to flop out to the sides. The hands can either be resting somewhere comfortably on the body or again down by the sides, palms turned to the ceiling. Giving yourself some time to find this comfortable position, making even small adjustments here now so that as you settle yourself into the stillness of the practice, stillness becomes an effortless place for you to be. Feeling now the position of the body, and with a soft sighing out breath, giving away the weight of the head, the rib cage and the pelvis. Again, an unhurried breath in and a soft sighing out breath, giving away the weight of the head, the rib cage and the pelvis. Feeling that out breath travel down the spine, the wave of the exhalation travelling down the river of the spine from the back of the head all the way down towards the sacrum. Tightness from the back of the neck might release, noticing that you may be able to just lower the chin slightly, softening the face and the jaw as the back of the neck releases length. So just easy, natural breath with the lips slightly closed, the breath just moving in and out through the nostrils. Feeling each exhalation travel down the river of the spine. Perhaps noticing points along its length where you feel as if you're pulling away from the ground. And introducing this idea of yielding, where we give away the weight of the body to receive the support from beneath. Noticing if you could allow the head to feel a bit heavier, as if the organ of the brain could just let its weight drop into the back ridge of the skull. And as if the support beneath the head just rose up just slightly to meet and hold the weight of the head, and just being curious about the response within the body to that thought. That the head is heavy and supported by the pillow beneath. Skin around the eyes softening, the space opening up at the eyebrow centre, cheeks relaxing, a sense of space between the upper and lower sets of teeth, the tongue resting heavy in the well of the mouth, and a feeling of slackness to the bottom jaw. A softness within the deep throat that radiates out across the collarbones, allowing the shoulders to ease themselves towards the ground. With each exhalation, this quality of release and letting go that your body knows so well, so instinctive. Feeling awareness pour down the spine with each exhalation, releasing the areas of tension, as if the out-breath could pour all the way down towards the sacrum at the back of the pelvis, as if the sacrum itself could just sigh, giving away its weight. A sense of spreading across the back of the pelvis. Low back releasing towards the ground. And the feeling of the whole of the back body heavy, supported by the ground beneath. Quality of softness and ease to the inhale. And as you breathe out now, a sense that that out-breath could travel from your hips down towards your heels, the soles of the feet, sighing the breath out. Feeling a softening of the points of contact between the back body and the ground. The whole of the back body heavy with each exhalation, and a quality of ease and lightness to the inhale. Which flows freely through the front body. Just breathing softly into that apparent paradox of weight and lightness present at the same time. And as you begin to settle here now, just noticing at the level of the physical body an experience of that which is still moving. Perhaps an experience of sensations, vibrations and pulsations. A sense of aliveness at the cellular level. Perhaps a feeling of the continual flow of circulation. The flow that continues through the river of the blood in the veins and the deep rivers of the arteries. You might even have a sense of your heart beating, of your pulse. Just bringing your attention to this quality of that which is still in movement within the body. Part of that movement will bring awareness to your breath, easy, natural breath, ebbing and flowing like the tides. Just resting your awareness on wherever that experience of breath within the body is simple for you to be present to. And being with that felt sense of how the inhalation brings a sense of expansion, and the exhalation a quality of release and return. The ebb and flow of the tides of your breath, effortlessly moving. Taking your attention now to the experience of thinking, perhaps located in the organ of the brain inside the skull, becoming aware that thinking is taking place, that at some level the mind is in constant dialogue with itself, naming, labeling, remembering and imagining. Thinking may even come with a somatic felt sense of temperature. Sometimes when we're thinking intensely, there's a quality of heat inside the skull, across the scalp. So we may have a sense of thinking coming with a temperature or a density. Perhaps we could invite an image of the thinking process creating ripples on the surface of a lake. Sometimes when thinking is intense, those ripples might feel quite stormy. And sometimes the thinking process is more subdued, and the ripples have a calmer quality, rippling across the surface. But just becoming familiar with this quality of the thinking process, feeling a movement within the mind. So with this awareness as you lie here of all that is still in movement and changing within you. Beginning to notice that it is only the presence of the unchanging, the qualities of stillness and silence that are present, that allow us to experience that which is in movement. Coming back to that level of the body, perhaps bringing your attention to the stillness of your bones, inviting your imagination to weave together with your knowledge of the skeleton, and really being present to the stillness of your bones as you lie here. The stillness of the bones and deep inside the bones. Moving your attention to the breath and its ebb and its flow, the tides coming in and going out. And as you slide down the wave of the next exhalation, noticing that there's a very natural pausing place there before the tide of the breath comes back in. As the tide of the breath comes back in at the top of the crest of that wave, again a very natural moment of suspension in the breath before the tide goes out. And you slide back down that wave of the exhalation into this rock pool of stillness and silence before the tide of the breath turns again. Allowing yourself to rest in those pausing places within the breath. Perhaps just a heartbeat. We're not holding the breath out in any way here. These are very natural moments of stillness. And as we become familiar with them, we might relax more fully into that space and allow that space of stillness and silence to open out within us. Smooth arrival of the inhale. Moments of pause. Sliding down the wave of the exhalation to rest for a moment in the pause at the end of the out-breath. As you become increasingly absorbed in these qualities of stillness and silence within the body, you may become aware that the quality of thinking has subsided, and what has come center stage is a quality that we call awareness. Awareness, a higher state of the mind that we can liken to the vast blue sky. The normal everyday thinking, I like the clouds in a constant formation moving across. but for now it is this backdrop of awareness that we can be curious about. The awareness that knows that you are thinking. This luminous blue sky mind. Perhaps noticing that awareness isn't located in the skull, but has a quality of surrounding and permeating the whole of you. Resting in this luminous stillness and silence, this ever-present witnessing awareness. And if that awareness were to have a source and a place that it felt at home, we might invite that to be at the center of the chest, what we call the heart center in our yoga practice. As if that awareness was radiating out from the heart space, permeating and surrounding you. This quality of luminosity, silence, and stillness. Becoming aware once again of the softness of the breath, ebbing and flowing. Knowing that the benefits of this practice will stay with us as we begin to draw towards the end. And all we're going to do is to simply invite the breath to very slowly deepen. And as the breath deepens, beginning to become aware of the weight of the body once again, the points of contact between the back body and the ground. A feeling of grounded, settledness. And whilst keeping the eyes closed for a little while longer, beginning to externalize the other senses, maybe beginning to hear sounds that are around you, beginning to notice the temperature of your fingers and toes. As the breath gradually deepens, our awareness beginning to rise back up towards the surface of ourselves. Perhaps spontaneously finding a stretch and a yawn emerging as we come towards this end of the practice. Perhaps opening your eyes now, noticing where you are in the room again, perhaps the time of the day. Very unhurried, you might choose to just roll over and linger for a few minutes longer, lying on your side, or you may choose to bring yourself up to a comfortable sitting position. Feeling yourself grounded and settled, perfectly relaxed and yet wide awake, and ready to return to the rest of your day. Thank you for sharing this somatic relaxation meditation practice with me. Namaste.